Hello everyone, welcome back to me. I've had a little bit of a break, sorry for not uploading in a while. I've had quite a bit going on for the first time in a wee while since I haven't been working. I have officially moved back into my family's house, having the best time in the world and really happy to be here and happy that the move is done. Also doing a bit of part-time work at the moment, so life's just a bit busier than I've got used to, so trying to make it all work, you know? I am happy to say that I seem to be back in the mood of wanting to film videos, so hopefully this is the first of quite a few coming your way. Of course, I've got the Christmas tree up. It's like the first thing I did when I was unpacking. Christmas starts in November. As soon as Halloween is over, it's Christmas. That's that. Though I haven't been filming a lot, I have been reading quite a lot, so I'm really keen to continue that reading kick, and that's kind of the subject of today's video because I want to just chat through some of my reading plans for the rest of 2020, which of course means Christmas, and December is actually my birthday month, so I do like to curate a particularly special bunch of books to be reading at that time just because it's so fun. It's summery in New Zealand and it's just, you know, the most wonderful time of the year. Now my plans do include rereads, buddy reads, new or really highly anticipated releases, and of course the stack of books that I still have not read from my 10 books I must read in 2020 video. Very excited to talk to you about them. Before we jump into it, I do want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Ana Luisa Jewellery. Ana Luisa really seem to be spreading themselves across booktube, which we love to see. They've obviously seen the excellence and the opportunity here. So I'm sure you have heard before what they do and what they are about, but I will just give you a quick explanation. They're a jewelry brand. They are based in New York and they make really beautiful pieces with the finest noble metals, and their prices start at $39 US, which is incredibly reasonable for a sustainably made piece of jewelry that is going to last you, and that is obviously also beautiful. They sent me some pieces which I am obsessed with. I have also bought from them in the past, so please do trust my recommendation as somebody who is also completely happy to buy from them. They really kindly sent me these beautiful heart drop pearl earrings. Obsessed. And also this really lovely fine silver metal chain necklace. Love them. I saw that Mina got these ones and Chloe got this, so I'm in excellent company. I mentioned just before that the pieces are sustainable, and that is because Ana Luisa have put in great effort and money, I suspect, to offset 100% of their carbon emissions, which is a fantastic measure of success in my book. Whoa. It's absolutely important to me that brands I'm buying from and working with, which still feels so strange to say, are socially conscious brands. They are environmentally conscious, and Ana Luisa is very clearly both of those things. The pieces are really long lasting. I think I got my first pieces from them back in March or April. I've been so impressed with how they've lasted, and the earrings, especially the little huggies that I wear them every day. I shower in them, I sleep in them. They've been going constantly for like over 6 months now, and they still look as good as new. They have an amazing sale on right now for Black Friday, so make sure you do get in quickly. I will have a discount code linked below in my description box, so do feel free to use that. Of course, let me know if you check them out. Let me know if you get anything. I would love to see your choices. Thank you so much to the team at Ana Luisa once again, and now let's start talking about books. So for my end of year reading plans, which is basically the final week or so of November and then of course all of December, I just looked at a calendar this morning. It's literally like 5 and a bit weeks. I'm scared. Anyway, I'm going to start off by mentioning 2 books that I want to reread. Both are quite short. Both are books I've reread many times before. The first is The Great Gatsby, which if you know me, you know is my favorite book of all time. This is a copy that I've actually read It's very tabbed, and I'm unsure if I'm going to reread this copy or perhaps do another one of the editions that I own that I haven't read before, and I can tab it anew and start afresh. We'll see what I decide. Now I want to reread this because I reread this last year in December around like the Christmas period, and I've decided I want to make that something I do every year. Every time I get to December, my birthday month, and of course Christmas, I want to reread it because it is my favorite book, and I truly do feel it tells me something different every time. It's also a really good summer read, and the end of year is of course summer in the southern hemisphere, so I'm incredibly excited to revisit my absolute fave, and I'm hoping Chloe will read this with me in December because she has expressed interest, so let's hope that happens. I also want to reread Romeo and Juliet by Billy Shakespeare. Again, I've read this many times. I think I first read it in high school for English, read it again for drama, read it again at university level, studied it there. I adore this play. It's one of my absolute favorites, and love the Baz Luhrmann filmic adaptation as well. If you don't like it, or what are you doing with your life? And the plan to reread this is because one of the other books I really want to read and get my hands on is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, which is of course a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, so I really want to have this fresh. Earlier in the year I reread Macbeth before reading Foul is Fair by Hannah Capin, and it was such a cool experience to reread the source text, which in both cases was something I really loved, and then read the modern retelling. So let's talk about These Violent Delights. Chloe Gong has done a retelling of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet set in 1920s Shanghai with magic. I don't think you could have crafted something more on brand for me if you tried. Like 1920s Gatsby vibe, fantasy, hello, Romeo and Juliet retelling, give me it right now. Ding ding ding, it's all there. The New Zealand release date is actually tomorrow, so I'm hoping I'll be able to go into a bookstore and find it in person. Otherwise, you know I will be ordering it ASAP. I am so excited to read that book. And I think Chloe Gong is actually a Kiwi, which is really cool. Another anticipated release for me, I'd say that this alongside These Violent Delights were the books I was most excited for this year. I definitely want to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria Schwab. I read my first V. Schwab this year when I read Vicious, and I was completely taken by it, completely overwhelmed by the writing and the world, and I definitely want to read more of her work. The plot of Addie LaRue sounds incredible. She makes a deal with the devil to live forever, but the downside to that is that nobody can remember her once they've left. Honestly, fair enough though, hun. Like, making deals with the devil, it is sexy, isn't it? I don't have a copy of this yet, but I will soon. The third new release that I definitely want to read this year is Ghosts by Dolly Alderton, and this is Alderton's first novel, though I know she has written non-fiction before, I think on the subject of kind of contemporary love, relationships to self, all those kinds of things, which I am interested to read because I know that people talk quite highly of her non-fiction, and they've also been talking highly of her first novel. So Ghosts is about being ghosted. We've all been there, right? Quite a few friends of mine have read this recently and they really liked it, so I'm definitely excited. I think it'll be quite a quick one. Always good to have a bit of adult fiction contemporary in the mix. Now, these books are kind of my bonus books that I am really hoping I'll get to, but they may be kind of blindsided by all the books that I have to read from my must-read 2020 video. I really stitched myself up there. The first of those is Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds, and this was very kindly gifted to me by my lovely friend Xavier a while ago now, like embarrassingly long, far too long than you should leave it to read a gifted book. So I definitely want to try and get to this, also because I know that they love it, and that definitely means I will too, because we have the exact same reading taste. So thankful to have a legend in my life who guides me like this. When Jack meets Kate at a party, he knows he's falling hard. It is almost happily ever after until 6 months later Kate dies, and this love story should end there, but Kate's death sends Jack back in time to the moment that they first met, giving him the chance to try and save her. I'm so excited for this. Definitely gonna get to that. The next books in this portion are huge. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, Utopia Avenue by David Mitchell. Bought it earlier this year because I feel like I'm going to be obsessed. It was on my TBR for September, I think, the month of like the Bratz readathon and the Mamma Mia-thon. I didn't get to it for obvious reasons. but I am really hoping to. Also, how stunning is this cover? Love her. And this is a historical fiction about a rock band in psychedelic London, baby. I very much want to read my first Thomas Hardy, and for that I have selected Tess of the D'Urbervilles. I have this really pretty penguin cloth bound version and it is gorgeous. It might end up being kind of hard to read. Lately I'm very much partial to paperbacks. Anyway, Thomas Hardy is one of my mother's favourite authors, and I know that many people think very highly of him and his work, so I'm definitely excited to read it. I can basically always count on the fact that if my mum likes something, I'm going to like it because she is responsible for a lot of my taste. So I am deeply excited to read this, and I really hope to get to it before the end of the year. I do know the plot. I am definitely still going to be taken on a ride, I think. Another absolutely stupid decision by me is to attempt to begin the Wolf Hall trilogy by Hilary Mantel. Literally, what was she thinking when she picked out these books? We just don't know. This is about the court of Henry VIII. There's drama. I'm here for it. That brings us to the huge stack of books from my books to read in 2020 video. I had 10 books in that video. I've read 3. So there's quite a few left to go. I will link that video if you want to watch it and you can get a bit more detail about these books, but in the meantime I'll just round them off quickly. The Autobiography of Malcolm X. Really excited for this and actually planning to start it imminently. I have been reading a bit of non-fiction lately. I've read, I think, maybe 3 almost entirely in a row, and I've never been a non-fiction reader, but I've really enjoyed reading them, and perfect that it has come time for me to read the Autobiography of Malcolm X. James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room. This is an incredibly famous classic, especially in the context of LGBT classics. It will also be my first of James Baldwin's fiction, which I am very keen for. The Poppy Walk, which is hopefully going to still be a buddy read with me, Chloe and Jamie. We're just all so busy at the moment, but I am really hopeful we'll get to this. Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, which I am currently reading. I just haven't picked it up lately because I'm reading From Blood and Ash and it has absolutely taken over my life, as it should. But what I've read of Jane Eyre I really like, and I hope I'll finish it soon. What's difficult here is I've seen a lot of filmic and TV adaptations of Jane Eyre, so I do know the plot really well, which might be discouraging me subconsciously from picking it up. I have enjoyed the first sort of 70 pages, so hopefully I'll finish that soon. My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I suspect I am really going to love this. Xavier, who I mentioned before, adores it, and I know that a lot of other people do as well. She's going to be quirky. She's going to not be like other girls. This is one I'm so excited for. Owe by Becky Malawatu. I am frothing at the mouth for this one, guys. I think this might be the next fiction book I pick up. Really excited and just so down to support Kiwi authors, especially Māori authors. Lastly, Girl, Woman, Other, which again I think I am really going to love, and I'm ashamed that I haven't read it yet because I bought it last Christmas in the Boxing Day sales, so it's been on my shelves for nearly a year. I deeply suspect I'm going to love it, and maybe I might try and make Owe and Girl, Woman, Other the books I kind of read around my birthday in the hopes that they'll be lovely reads that I enjoy deeply. So I think that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much to Anna Luisa once again for sponsoring it. I really hope you guys can check out their sale because there are some crazy deals. So hunt for those bargains amongst the beautiful, lovely, premium, high quality jewelry that they offer. I really love them and I hope you will too, and remember there is the discount code below for you if you want to use it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and for waiting while I didn't upload for ages. I will try to be more consistent. I do really enjoy doing this, so no plans to stop anytime soon. I also have quite a few fun videos planned for the end of the year, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, thank you again for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!